Hi guys, during PMQs on Wednesday, Keir Starmer attacked on a policy that will likely win him support of working class voters, perhaps the ones he's hoping to win back following the 2019 election defeat. Now, Starmer and Labour have recently called for the removal of a VAT exemption that private schools have. Now, the response from the Tories and their allies is that this would put more pressure on state schools, which is completely missing the point. Anyway, Starmer begins with his attack with a wonderful example. Have a listen.
Mr. Speaker, Winchester College has a rowing club, a rifle club, an extensive art collection. They charge over £45,000 a year in fees. Why did he hand them nearly £6 million of taxpayers' money this year in what his Levelling Up Secretary calls egregious state support?
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased he wants to talk about schools, because we recently announced billions more funding for our schools. We're helping millions of the most disadvantaged children catch up with their lost learning.
Notice once again, and I've said this before, they talk about numbers. Millions of children recovering their lost learning. We've pumped billions of pounds into schools. Is it enough? Obviously, it's not enough. And why? The question, of course, is why are you giving money to the private sector, a business? Look, these schools are businesses. Let's cut the crap here. They're businesses. They're run as businesses. But they have something that many businesses don't have, VAT exemption. Yes, because they allow some kid in who isn't going to pay or who's going to pay less. That's the loophole. But they are businesses and they should be paying VAT.
And we're driving up school standards, Mr. Speaker. But during COVID, he wanted to keep schools closed.
And we still have this attack line. Does it actually work? You know, I'm surprised he didn't mention Brexit here. But it's the pandemic. Oh, they wanted to keep the country under lockdown. He wanted to keep schools closed. As far as I remember, he was criticising the government for closing the schools, opening them for a day, and then closing them again. What sense did that make? And the Education Secretary was Sir Gavin Williamson. He's the one who did it. Closed the schools, reopened it for a day. Cases were too high anyway. He shouldn't have reopened schools. And then he closed them the next day, creating chaos. And Rishi Sunak he's criticising Keir Starmer for saying, actually, would it have been better to keep the schools closed, no?
We shouldn't be surprised because I listen to parents and he listens to his union paymasters.
So when he says he listens to parents, the fee-paying parents, is that it?
Mr. Speaker, his Levelling Up Secretary, I see him down there, who, after all, was Education Secretary for 4 years, said you could scarcely find a better way of ending burning injustices than scrapping these handouts. And here's why, and he talks about driving up standards. Just down the road in Southampton, and he'll know this, 4 in every 10 pupils fail their English or Maths GCSE this year. 4 in 10. Is that £6 million of taxpayers' money better spent on rifle ranges in Winchester or driving up standards in Southampton?
It's a good attack line. You know, why are ordinary people struggling at the moment? And the government is handing money over to private entities like these public schools or private schools. Public schools as they are private schools. When state education budgets are being cut, where teachers are going on strike because they're not earning enough and they have to rely on food banks. How can you justify giving money to these private entities? You can't. But these people who are, generally going to these private schools are supporting the Tory government. They're supporting the Tory party, I should say. Some of them are donating to the Conservative Party. So they want these things maintained. They want these businesses protected. And let's stop calling them schools. They're businesses. And when it comes to certain private schools, like Eton, I think it should be a prescribed organisation, because look at the damage it has done to the United Kingdom over the last 30 or 40 years. Look at the quality it has produced. And that quality going on to lead political parties, and the damage that that has done as well. You know, the prize example being Boris Johnson. I think if I was in charge, Eton would have been closed down a long time ago. But this is not even about this isn't even about ending private education. This isn't even about ending their charity status. This is about VAT on their fees. So we're not even scratching the surface, guys. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.